This video is for my loyal subscribers. Firstly, let me apologize for not having any videos over the last 12 months. There's a good reason. I've been outside. But I'll get to that a bit later. Up until July last year, for 7 years I was building a counselling business and honing my skills. When it came to the outside world, for the most part it was just about looking at it. In around 2011 or 2012, I was introduced to the MBTI and discovered I was an INFJ. I had the thought of jumping on YouTube and just typing in INFJ to get an idea of how others saw the type, as I wanted to learn more. I identified as an INFJ, and it enabled many things to be explained, and it knitted a whole lot of things together. I had answers to questions I didn't even know I was asking. I quickly became more comfortable with myself. It was as though I could sit more comfortably in my own skin. I began to understand why I had an aversion to the sensory world, whilst at the same time I discovered it. I realised that I no longer had to feel bad about not feeling like I fitted in the sensory world. It was okay to be me. The space that this created allowed a necessary space for me to grow in my NI. So into the cave I went, comfortably. For the first time in 35 years, I was introduced to myself. It fitted like a glove and helped me to understand why I felt like a square peg in a round hole most of my life. I started to read about NI. It helped to explain my own processes and helped me to identify it all at the same time. Being able to recognize my NI in real time became very fulfilling and enriching and rewarding. It's like this part became my best friend. It spoke truth to me. It made sense to me. And I really enjoyed waiting to hear from it. What I realized was that while I didn't understand or know about NI, I realized it had been developing all through my life nonetheless. But now we were connected, a clear connection. I was home. The environment in the counselling room began to change. I began having different conversations. I started to hear new things. I started to see differently. Clients began going to places deep within them. and I felt more than comfortable sitting there with them. Clients help me to begin to trust my NI on a much deeper level. It seemed the more subtle the hunch, the more powerful it was. And the greater I was able to help another know themselves, the more alive, present and whole I felt. And so began my YouTube journey in 2013. I thought maybe I had something to contribute. With a sense that I was on the right path, and with a little bit of apprehension, I uploaded the first video. For no particular reason, I thought, let's start with the INFP. To my surprise, I had a few hundred views in a short time. Within a few months, I had a couple of hundred subscribers. Dotted throughout the comments was phrases like, "This touched me deeply." It was as though I had found my life's purpose. To help people know themselves. So I made some more videos. A weekend spent on one video. I'm exhausted. Sometimes not knowing exactly what I was going to make until I'd made it. But I trusted my NI. Some videos were popular, others not so much. But the feedback kept coming back. Helping people understand themselves and reconciling people to themselves and others is my call and mission. Both in the counselling room and in these videos. Seeing people put to rest issues that have been plaguing them for years is deeply moving, a privilege and a spiritual experience. I remember saying for years, I'd like to get married and have a family. So while I was helping people reconcile their marriages, helping people discover themselves, helping people resolve their issues, there was a part of my own life that was unfulfilled. Out of the blue, someone came into my life and I quickly knew something was happening. Within a short time I knew I could marry this woman. I found out pretty quickly that she was an ISFJ and a fellow old soul. So began an 18-month long distance relationship. Me in the city and she in the country. We started talking about the future, what it could look like, where we could live. Backwards and forwards we went. City or country, city or country. The more time I spent in the country, the more comfortable I was. The space of the country matched my soul. We began to talk about how we could live more simply, living quiet lives in the country together. It became obvious that our lives were reserved for each other. Every conversation revealed a united direction. There were moments where we sat together in a mutual sadness, wishing that we had met 20 years previous. But we also knew the time was right, the time was now, that we were ready to to walk a journey with each other. We started to talk about how we could transform the property in the country into something special. We began to watch YouTube videos on ways that we could transform the property. This process introduced me to the outside world in a way that resonated with me. It helped me see that just like in making videos, I can trust my NI. These videos on how to use existing resources on one's property to transform it into something new resonated with my NI. Just like in making videos where the NI is able to pull in lots of different concepts to create a whole new thing, I realized that I could do it in the outside world as well. And so my NI and my SE began to be married together. I realized that I could let NI guide my SE experiences. Let NI develop the SE world. On a walk together in December 2015, it dawned on me that God was wanting to give me everything that I ever wanted. A lovely wife, a quiet life. It was at that moment that a dog came running up towards us. This was confirmation. It was as though God was saying, everything, and a dog too. You see, I've been wanting a dog for over 20 years, but never the right time. God was closing not just a chapter, but a book in my life, and was offering me a brand new book, yet to be written. And all I needed to do was reach out and grab it. So 6 months later, 18 months since we met, we were married, July 2016. Married to the most beautiful heart in the world. I said goodbye to the city, took my counselling business online, and said hello to the country. The last 6 months has been an SC intensive, pulling fences down, having fences put up, putting up a gate, moving water tanks, putting in a big tank, harvesting water, preparing paving, building a herb garden, setting up a worm farm, planting fruit trees, planting native trees, I found myself spending 12 plus hours every day outside, building our dream, making paths, Installing sprinkler system. Removing old trees. Producing compost to make soil. Catching bee swarms. My body complained, but my NI and my SE were having too much fun, enjoying what was being created, making V-boxes. G'day YouTube.
Hello YouTube.
Becoming beekeepers. Day 1 as a beekeeper. Harvesting honey. Now it's time to bring things back to a balance, creating the dream outside, but also putting my NI back to its comfort zone. All this time I've been wanting to get back to making more videos, putting content out there that inspires and helps people. And now is that time. For those that would like to support me making more videos and have access to exclusive content, check out my Patreon page. And last but not least, Sammy.
Yeah.
See you in another video.